Nice. Angelic Sphere. Little is known about the contents or the makers of these carved glass containers. Restore all HP to allies in Rediff. Nice. Well, none. That's your power now. Get a better gun as well. Actually, I'm gonna give the nun this revolver rifle. It's only 3 damage. That's 4 damage. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a new gun for myself. Let's see. Dodge. Nun gets dodge. And a shadow kill. And you get beast hearing and Joker. 3 of kind. And you get barrage. Movement speed, and extra luck. Sounds good. See what the Fate Trader has to offer. So you are useless. I want high damage gun. With sufficient ammo as well. See the gunsmith. The midget doesn't have anything anyways. 5 damage, 9 ammo. That might be the one. It's also longer range than a shotgun. Chain revolver. No, let's buy this one. Cash. Thank you. Opium Den. A Chinese man welcomed them with a smile, which turned into a frown when they told him they only wanted to speak with one of the patrons. He rolled his eyes as he waved them into one of the rooms. Perez knew these places and was unfazed. Sister Isa was disgusted by the addict's sloth. Finally, they beheld Gustav Wedholm in all his confused, bemused glory. They asked him to find some pants. Nice. It took an hour for Wedholm to come to his senses, but through a combination of kindness and cruelty, Cervantes brought him back into the awareness. Wedholm explained that he was no longer a member, and he had never been trusted with one of the cipher pieces himself. However, he knew the identities of several Order operatives in the region. Though he had a rough idea of their whereabouts, details of such as names and appearance escaped him. For a price, however, he could call on his associates to fill the blanks. The one at the mine. He knew that one Order member worked at the nearby mine. His memory was hazy to his exact position or what he looked like. Well, there's the money for you. One of the regular miners, a guy named Jim Rapkins. One at the brothel. He remembered one member of the Order had worked at the brothel. He was a bouncer, or maybe a prostitute, or a patron, or the piano player. The owner? He just couldn't rightly recall. The man's name was Bernard Lacroix. He'd made a fortune gambling and now spent all his time and money at the brothel. The one at the saloon. One definitely remembered there was an Order member who hung out at the saloon. He was almost sure he was a man, but then again his recollection was hazy. The man's name was Tino Neobacher. He was an Austrian mercenary who hung out at the Cooperton saloon. Nice. Damn Austrians. One at the distillery. One member of the Order worked at the local whiskey distillery, or maybe he just really liked whiskey. Wedholm wasn't sure. The Order member's name was Brendan Hennessy, owner of the local distillery. Okay. Let's go kill everyone. They came to the Brendan Hennessy distillery. The brand was well known in that region and beyond for its remarkable flavor. The Grand Inquisitor had reason to believe it sheltered a member of the Order. Let's use the Order or the information. Cervantes surprised Hennessy and tied him up. Then he climbed with him onto the catwalk and attracted attention of the workers below. He told them that their boss, the high priest of a cult of Davis. There is something missing on that sentence. He told them that their boss was the high priest of a cult of devil worshippers, whereas he had been cheating on them on their paychecks, using the extra cash to pay for his dark rituals. He said if the man were truly good, he would resist the flames. If not, he would burn. Little did the workers know that Cervantes had soaked Hennessy's clothes in alcohol. Did the flames spread across his body immediately as the workers cheered? Cervantes let the man die, twisting and flailing in the flames rather than put him out of his misery. When the fire went out, he recovered the cipher piece. Cooperton. The Cooperton saloon was a typical western saloon, full of strong drink, stone-faced poker players, and women of ill repute. Among their number lay a member of the Order. Cervantes stormed into the saloon and accused the Nebuchadnezzar of spying for the Austro-Hungarian Empire to prepare for an invasion by his emperor. While most had never heard of the place, they were quick to beat the life out of the man. Cervantes demanded that the traitor's body be burned to ashes, and the crowd was more than happy to oblige, passing jugs of whiskey as the pirate's flames lit the night. When they dispersed, the Inquisitor recovered the cipher piece and rode off. Dozens of men worked this mine, which supplied iron for the entire region. One of its workers was a member of the Order. Cervantes went to the mine foreman, Michael Chaffin, and told him about a demon worshipper in their midst. Horrified, the foreman asked who it could be. Cervantes said he felt awful disclosing the man's name. The foreman begged him. Finally, Cervantes relented and told the foreman it was Rapkins. The foreman said they should bury Rapkins alive. Cervantes told him he would need access to the body afterwards for purification. So it was that the miners found Rapkins and shoved the dynamite down his throat. They cheered as they detonated him, and Cervantes saw a glint of the cipher piece as it flew across the tortured cavern. He recovered it and made his exit. The cheering of the men at his back. Nice people living in this area. The brothel was owned by Madame Kimberly Hosmer, a respected philanthropist who ran a reputable shop. Someone here was the member of the Order, whether one of the patrons or the woman. Simply slaughtering them all would surely gain Cervantes new enemies.
Every member of the Order in the area was dead, but the cipher was still incomplete. The Inquisitor hoped that Vedholm had more information to offer.
Cervantes entered the establishment and confronted Madame Hosmer. When he proclaimed that Bernard Lacroix had been worshipping evil Indian spirits, the man was defenestrated without delay. He found the cipher piece in his ruptured abdomen. So much faith in humanity restored. Let's go back to the opium den. When they revisited the den, they found Vedholm sleeping. His hands folded on his chest, clutching an envelope addressed to the Grand Inquisitor. The message was from a woman named Cassandra, who said she was being held prisoner at an abandoned mine. It was said the clairvoyant was there too, along with many of other Order members, and provided copious information about the compound.
The letter from a supposed ally was an interesting turn of events. However, the motivations of the sender were a mystery.
It's not
Cervantes
a trap.
hoped to finally deal with the clairvoyant who remained a thorn in his side.
Devil Banner's mine. The mine looked abandoned, but Cervantes knew it was a secret base for the Order. According to the letter, the clairvoyant and his prisoners were there. Cervantes felt uneasy, worried that it might be a trap. Still, it was their only lead. The letter helped them plan their attack. They could strike when fewer men were at the compound or wait until the arrival of a convoy, when there would be more men, but they could use the wagons as a cover. The old mine would soon become the clairvoyant's tomb.
Indeed, the abandoned mine was not so abandoned. As they reached the compound, they instantly saw armed men. They suspected their new friend was locked up in the shed.
Not too many places to choose where to go. Oh hey, you don't see me? I'm just hanging around here. No worries. Can I actually subdue that guy? Yeah. Holy musket, I guess that priest got some lessons with America. Yes, yes. So, opening this.
They discovered a young woman, undoubtedly the author of the letter. She agreed to join their cause.
Is Derringer deadly enough? No, it's not nearly deadly enough. Shotgun though is shotgun to the face. Respects gender equality. Can't be a bad man. No, he's nice man. He just murders people. Actually, he didn't murder anyone himself. It was all the other people. It was the common man who killed those order members. He just poked them a bit to the right direction. But he didn't kill anyone himself. Everyone is protected by the sunlight. Technically, he did set fire on that one guy. Shh. That was just the god's judgment. This Cassandra lady is kinda useless at the moment. Just like the Emperor in Star Wars. Pretty much. He's working for the devil. Like every good Inquisitor should be. That guy is in a shadow, right? No, he's still outside. To reload my holy musket. Feel the holiness. It makes holes. It's a holy musket. What the Spanish one then? I don't know. Every character in this game is the worst scumbag, pretty much. Imaginable. Oh, 1 damage. Great. I was kinda hoping this gun to do a bit more damage than just 1. Not the nun. What kind of man you are? Shooting inquisitors and nuns. Shit. Very dodging man you are. What was this character's motivation? He wants power, Knight Basilsk. He's in league with the devil. And he's also friends with the masked man. The guy who released the Antichrist. It was him and the masked man who originally went to do the journey. But he got wounded during that, so he had to leave. So they're all Illuminati, pretty much. Really, the Solomon has only been the like only good person in this story, and we are now off to kill him because, of course. The Vasquez released Antichrist to the world. The character you start with made deal with the devil and slaughtered several hundred people. This guy works for the devil. Solomon was just trying to fix the madness, and he did. Although the guy who you start with, his dad seems like a okay guy as well. Oh shit. Well, I made a mistake. Illuminati the origins. We're just fancy gentleman club in Netherlands. Yes, I'm fun at parties, I know. Yeah, I have these as well. Those are bills, but I have some information as well. Some Illuminati books. The cult that hijacked the world. Deceit and seduction. I saw these at the religious thrift store for 50 cents each, and I was like, holy hell, I'm gonna buy those for laughs. I thought you were at our side. It's researching the enemy, Flying Buddha. This guy is in a really nasty spot. Well, thank God he moved from his good spot. Shotgun!
Every member of the Order had been dispatched. Now, they only needed to cut the cipher piece from the clairvoyant's still warm corpse.
Healing amulet for Cassandra? Well, we just got her.
Offered her help in bringing the Order down. But first, she wished to collect her personal effects from the nearby village.
We got her on that mission, so I didn't really have options. Got Shriek. You get Shriek. Cannibal. You can be Cannibal as well. And that. Oops. You keep that. You take this one. Yeah, that looks good. Bard didn't recognize Cassandra immediately, brightening when he saw her. His pleasant mood did not seem to extend to the Inquisitor and his other companions. Cassandra recovered her things from the trunk behind the bar and handed the servant with a large bundle of cash in gratitude for her rescue. When they sat down to talk, Cassandra revealed a great many secrets, chief among them that members of the Order were hiding among the natives to the south. Cannibal ability is awesome, Zigaris. Nobody will look at the bunch of cards the same way after this game. Yeah. When asked how she had become prisoner of the Order, she replied that she had been Solomon Delera's personal assistant. He had accused her of disloyalty when she refused to have the cipher piece embedded in her flesh. The Poes were sympathetic to her story, having heard Isis' remarkably similar story. Cassandra complained of a sudden migraine. It had been a stressful time, she said, and this often happened to her in such cases. She held her head like she was trying to keep her brain sane and told Cervantes she needed to lie down. Perez concurred. They all needed a good night's sleep. Cervantes rented 2 rooms for the night, and the party got some much needed shut-eye. In the morning, Cassandra was gone, leaving only a note. In it, she begged them to forgive her deception and forget she ever existed. She said she bore them no ill will. Cervantes, for his part, was furious. He now understood that Cassandra had been the clairvoyant all along. He threw the note in the fire and ordered Perez to hunt her down if it took the rest of his life. The lieutenant was surprised by the ferocity Cervantes showed, as well as the swiftness of his decision, but he knew what must be done, and left immediately. Together, Cervantes and Isaac continued the quest for the last piece of the cipher.
Cervantes wondered if sending Perez after Cassandra was the best course of action. Even so, he was not one to let go of a grudge. The clairvoyant had to die. He and Sister Rosa would have to do without Perez's protection from now on.
That's fine. That means a lot of powers for both of these guys. Let's see, what do we have extra here? A shrieking nun. Let's go with those. Indian tent. Out north of the village, they met a native man on his own, sitting in front of his tent with melancholy look. When they hailed him, they discovered that he spoke English fluently. Cervantes adopted his kindest manner and asked him about his worries. Dehosan told them of his tale of woe. Dehosan had befriended a family of farmers, some of the few that neither feared nor hated natives. His tribe, however, was horrified at this. They could not forgive him for befriending any of the race that had brought such suffering upon them. He had been shunned and expelled. Cervantes, ever the manipulator, knew he could exploit the man's sorrow to elicit secrets from him. Dawson believed that if he accumulated enough money, he could be accepted among the white people. He also said he knew of several order members in the area and that he was aware of the metal pieces in their flesh. He would not part with his information without gold in return. Well, you have money then. Dawson said of his former tribesmen had been in league with the order. He would not divulge his identity, however. Well, there's your money. Tribesman named Gomda was the order's eyes and ears among the natives. Having never dealt with Dawson's people before, Cervantes asked him what would make his people turn on one another. Dawson handed Cervantes a pendant. It was one of the several items he had stolen from his tribe when he left. He had hoped to trade these items for money. Cervantes figured out the rest. South of the village there was a cave by the river where white smugglers traded forbidden goods with both the Europeans and natives. One of the smugglers was a member of the order. Dawson would identify him with the money. The order member's name was Jack Weinberg. He could be found in the smuggler's cave. One order member worked at the nearby trading post. Dawson revealed that the order member at the trading post was named Roger Matthews. Well, time to kill people. Oh, there's wares here. Bloodberry. Luck and defense. Burial grounds were a large field of graves with a magnificent mystical tree at its center. Tranquility hung like a mist in the air. They raided the graves and placed the locket. Isa was reluctant to desecrate the graves, but slyly Cervantes convinced her that since they were pagan graves, normal rules did not apply. After several hours, they had dug up most of the graves, collecting many valuables in the process. Cervantes then dropped the locket in a slightly out-of-the-way spot, as though it had accidentally been dropped there. Weird monocle. Ooh. That is actually not too bad. Although I have much better trinkets already. Hello! Cervantes asked to see Chief Setanga and was granted an audience. Setanga listened patiently as the Inquisitor spun in his tale. Cervantes told how he came upon one of Setanga's tribes when desecrating native graves. Setanga was enraged by these allegations and sent several men to inspect the burial grounds. When they returned, they confirmed the claims Cervantes had made. Worse still, they found Gomba's pendant there. There could be little doubt it had been his doing. Setanga wanted to exile Comda, but Cervantes convinced him the only true punishment for his heinous crime was immolation. Comda remained proud and solemn as he burned, staring at Cervantes in silence until his flesh was blackened and he saw no more. When the cipher piece fell from his belly, Cervantes said it had driven Comda to commit the atrocities. He pleaded up as they recoiled, promising the natives he would destroy it for them. As he rode away, the natives thanked Cervantes with prodigious prostrations and gestures of respect. Yes. not kind of jerk. That's, yeah, like I hazard to say, that's a massive understatement. He's massive dick. The Drunken Boar was a cutthroat saloon, frequented by some of the nastiest men in the West. Among all the scum, one man in caught Cervantes' attention. He was a slick, quiet fellow with the air of danger. Word had it he was Chip Hinshaw, sharpest shot in 3 counties. Cervantes used his sweetest talk, including assurance that he would be doing God's work, which meant a secure spot in heaven. Well, there's your 100. Hinshaw finished his drink, slammed the glass on the bar, and accepted the deal. Yay, new guy. Charlie Hinshaw had gotten his busted teeth fixed, but should have killed his dentist. Thankfully, his gunplay was better than his looks. In Cervantes, he'd finally found a